So David, welcome. Good. And you're skiing primarily at Stowe, right?
Yeah, yep. So I grew up racing there. Actually, I did the whole Mount Mansfield ski club racing program, and my parents had a house in Stowe growing up, so we would drive up on Friday nights and come home on Sunday afternoons. So, well, it was funny. So, growing up racing, I always had the typical hard plastic tight racing boots. I had not the narrowest foot in the world and squeezing into the Lang racing boots because that's what you do.
Right.
And so I lived in Breckenridge, Colorado for 2 years after college, and making the transition from racing gear into freeride gear, I still wanted that stiffer boot feel. It's just what I was used to, but I realized that you could still have the stiffer boot, but actually be comfortable and not have bleeding ankles and losing toenails. And then when I moved back to Vermont after Breckenridge, I was due for some new boots, and I had connected with you about it, and I had heard about you guys and carbon fiber, and it was really cool, and I wanted to support local and support you guys if I could, and from what I had heard in conversations and then talking with you was that it is a good product. So that's kind of, and like I kind of not really became like a gear head when I lived in Colorado, but I was always looking at kind of like what's next, what's out there for like waterproof shells and breathable things, durable things, things like that. So this was kind of new technology and exciting. So yeah, it's kind of how I stumbled upon you guys.
Sweet. And you've had your boots for like 5 years, I think?
5 years. I think that I have the second or third generation shell, and I think that I replaced the liner once. I got the newer liner
Yep.
a few years ago, but I kept the shell. But yeah, and like what I didn't realize was that it's a very hard and like durable material, but you guys can still do punches and still do those like minor adjustments here and there. So, and you guys have been great when I've just called up and said, "Hey, I got this little pinch point. Can I stop by?" And you guys are like, "Oh yeah, come on in and take care of it." So that's been nice because you don't usually get that kind of customer service like right away from a
No.
standard boot shop if you're just bringing in some big brand. So that's been awesome. That's been great.
Absolutely.
One of the fringe benefits about these boots that's been really nice is the travel, that they weigh nothing. So on the big CMH heli trips, we joke because you need to bring your boots on the plane with you, because if you lose your luggage, you can get pants, jackets, goggles there, but you need to have your boots when you get
Yeah.
there. So we joke that they're big, clunky on planes and traveling. So the carbon fiber boots has just eliminated that completely. They're the easiest thing to just sling over your shoulder and carry through a terminal. So it's things like that you don't think about when you're
Yeah.
buying boots, that like all of a sudden you're going, no, this is actually a very nice feature for travel. But yeah, no, they've been great, and than anything. But my heel gets cold in the boot when it's really, really cold. And I've never had that. And like, I think that it's just how my heel sits, just like a little further back. It might be like a little thinner in that area than my past boots. No idea. But that's the only thing. I mean, like one of the things that I love about the boot is that because I've had chronic cold toes forever. I got frostbite a few times pretty badly as a kid, and then once on a trip. Is that there is room in the toe box. It doesn't feel like you're swimming. It still feels like a tight race fit boot, but there is room. So circulation and blood flow is better in this boot than anyone I've ever had, even with it still being that race fit stiffer boot. So the toe box being so great makes up for my heel being a little bit cold on really, really cold days. But no, I mean, besides that, and there was a little bit of the adjustment period, like we've talked about, going from that traditional heavy boot to a lighter boot. It doesn't feel as stable and solid at first, just because of the weight. And it was more of a mental thing, I think, to just get comfortable. But it was a very quick learning curve, if you want to call it that it is stable, it is solid, and it's that kind of slightly cocked forward stiff race fit. It's so much lighter than all the traditional ski boots out there. It's a different feel, but I know no complaints at all, and like any little pinch points you guys have fixed right away for me. So no complaints at all, and it's been good to actually get a solid number of days in this year, and I've had no pain, no issues, no arch problems, and so pretty good.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, man.
I like to get that done. Well, cool, man. Well, I think the chairlift has almost come to an end here, so we'll head out. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you up there soon.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Sounds good. Thanks,
Cool.
John.
Thanks, buddy.